This is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! From Ohio. And first of all, I'm not used to going live, and this is my second one. And I did them a long time ago, but I'm here. So you can use the chat if you want and chat. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see them, but we'll see. I'm actually going to go in and see if I can turn on the live video on see if it's going to let me do it. Yep, there we go. So I've got it. And, but anyway, like I said, I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! From Ohio. And I've been with them for 11 years, if you're new here. And so I've been with them for 11 years. I'm a Silver Elite demonstrator, which means I like building a team. So if you would like to join Stampin' Up! This month is a good one. For $99, you get to pick out $165 worth of merchandise and join the team and see if you like it. You try it out. It doesn't hurt to try it out. You don't have to sign a contract for a certain amount of time. So that's a good thing. It's just maybe, you try it out and see if you like it and see if you want to stay in it. You got really 6 months to do that. So that's a good thing to do as far as having to meet your minimums and stuff. So if you want to talk to me about that, just send me an email. My email is in the description below. And and I'd love to get with you and talk to you about that. If you don't have a demonstrator, I'd like to be that demonstrator too, because can't build my team and stuff if I don't get my sales. So, or can't have what I want in my team if I don't build my sales, whatever. But they go hand in hand. So anyway, just wanted to touch base with that. I haven't talked about that lately, and I've talked about the retreat that we're doing. You can see that on my Facebook page, my business page. There is a link to the registration, and it was supposed to be over yesterday. We've extended it for a couple days because there's some couple ladies that said they just didn't get in the registration on time, but so we extended it. It's okay. So, if go look at that and see if you'd like to do with us on the weekend of June 13th and 14th. It'll be Friday night and Saturday. And it's going to be a lot of fun. There's 7 demonstrators across the United States that is doing this together. So we're bringing in all 3 time zones from coast to coast. And did I say 3? It's 4 time zones actually, because we have Eastern, Central, Mountain, and Pacific. So, yep, there's 4. So we'll have all 4 time zones in it and that. So tonight, let's get to the card making. Tonight, I'm going to use a new set called Sunrise Sailing. It is an online exclusive, and it's a good way to make masculine cards is what I think of it as. You don't have to use it for masculine cards, but it's really nice. It's called a hybrids bundle if you get the bundle, because the bundle is the stamp set, the dies, and the embossing folder. So, and I'm going to use all 3 tonight just to show you what it is to use all 3. And then on my Simply Saturday video, that'll be this Saturday, will be a card that's much easier to do with this. And I'll be using just the dies and the stamps, I think. Yeah. Or maybe just the stamps. I don't even know if I'm using a die. I haven't made it yet. I got the idea, so I'm going to try to get to that tonight or tomorrow, because I am pre-recording this and I'm actually doing it early in the week so that it's all ready for Saturday, and I'm not doing it Friday night at 11 o'clock. So let's turn the camera down so that you can see the PDF, which is on my Facebook group, Stamp Crazy VIP. You can join that. There's a ton of files in there that you can see. And you can see all my videos here, but it's in the file section at Facebook, is the PDFs. So let me turn this around. You see my big fingers there. And then we're going down. And then we're going to bring the camera down so you can see. And there we go. So let me get this in focus here. So this is the PDF, and like I said, you can find it over on my Facebook group, Stamp Crazy VIP. Has the card supplies, what you use for supplies, the cutting it, the measurements, and then how I made it. So that is available over there. It's already up. You can get it at any time. I'm sorry, I'm walking away. I was laying that down. So here are the cards I'm going to make. Well, it's all the same card. I just put different colors on the sails. So as you can see, it's got the embossing, and it embosses water, the boat, and clouds, and 2 birds. So I don't know if you can see the birds really well, but that is the embossing that it does. And then this is a stamp. And of course it's die cut, and there it is just stamped on the inside. So we're going to do this, and I'm going to start here by putting these off to the side for a minute. I got a frog in my throat. And then I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to bring in 2 of my 4 1/4 by 4 pieces of basic white cardstock, because we are going to make 2 cards. I will get 2 blending brushes out here. I will get one for my light color blue, and one for my, actually I think I want this one. I think it's that one that I use. Let's see, let's rub it and see what I find in ink. It's pretty clean, pretty clean. And I'm going to use the color Balmy Blue. And then I will use Misty Moonlight, will be my second color. So let's just color this real quick and just rub that into your ink. And then start off of the paper. And then just come on. And we're just giving it a blue look like it's sky. And you can do it as light or as dark as you want. You know, that's up to you. Some people like it darker, some people like it lighter. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. And I bring it down pretty far because I will do my water down here in the dark color, and I can always cover this one up. But I want them to meet, so after I do that swirling, I just go back and forth to kind of blend it. Let me look at it and see. I want just a little bit more right in here. So let's do the blue on this one. Do you guys color much with blending brushes? I like to use the blending brush. And if you're on here with me, you can go ahead and tell me in the chat. You know, let me see in the chat who you are. Say hi, say where you're from. And since I'm going to be doing my YouTube videos live from now on. I think, well, my Simply Saturday won't be live because I'm not always home on Saturdays. So, and I want to do that, so I'm going to pre-record those. There we go. We got all that blue done. I hear somebody's little dog howling outside. That's funny, because usually I don't hear that. But our next door neighbor's got a puppy, and I bet it's the puppy. Okay, I'm just going to clean my brush out a little bit. I do not wash my brushes every time I use them. In fact, I hardly ever wash my brushes. I have brushes for every color. Well, not every color, but every color group. I have one for blues. I have one dark and one light. But generally, there's one for each color group. And I'm going to start that off, and I'm going to do my water. And all your marks on here will be real forgiving when you do the embossing. So you don't have to worry about if you get some dark and light places. So there we go with that one. Let's do this one. This one looks like I left more white, so we'll just, or the light color, I should say. That one's a little bit more splotchy, but you're going to see that it's not going to look really bad once we emboss it. Let me bring my blue brush back in. This one, and see if there's any ink left in it so I can blend those together. There we go. That did the trick. Okay, I'm going to take my dark blue brush on this one because it's so much lighter, and I'm just going to clean my brush out now. That's sometimes the way you can do it. Just clean it out on your cardstock. Cleaned it pretty good. There we go. So we managed to use that paper up. Now we're going to bring this in and we're going to emboss it. So to emboss it, I'm going to be bringing in my big plate, my #1 plate. And then I will get the embossing folder, and I just had it. It's right here. And I need my embossing plate. It's all right here. So here's the embossing folder. I don't know if you'll be able to see it really good, what it looks like. But you'll see it once we do these. So I'm not going to do them together because of the water level. I want to make sure I'm going to open it and I'm going to lay it down. I'm actually going to try to get that whole boat in here. Maybe have the water splashing up behind it. That'll be okay. So there we go for our first one. I'm going to put the hinge side towards this back right here. And then I'm going to bring my #4 plate in. I'm going to put over it. And I'm going to run it through the embossing machine. And let's see how this one looks. There we go. Can you see that? So let's put that one down. Let's go ahead and do the other one. And all you're wanting to do when you do this is you're wanting to line your water up and get some of the clouds and get the boat. It's a very neat embossing folder because it really, really does all the work in your card for you, just about, except for however you embellish it with stamps and stuff like that. But you just put a greeting on here and have a nice card. I'm going to move this out of the way for a minute. We're going to be using it again, but it'll be a hot minute before we do that. So let's just put this, it's stuck. There we go. Let me just set this to the side for a second. And what we're going to do now is I've got 2 more pieces of 5 1/4 by 4, and I have a scrap, and the scrap is for the boats that I'm going to die cut. And then we've got these where we're going to go ahead and stamp the inside pieces while we're stamping. So first off, I'm going to bring in the water, and I'm going to bring in the Misty Moonlight. And I'm just going to ink that up. Make sure it's inked good. And then I'm just going to put it over here. And I'm going to do the same on this one. Then I'm going to bring in my basic black, and I put it up after I got done this morning. That was kind of crazy. I knew I'd need it. And we're going to bring in the boat. And I'm just going to rub it on there, and then I'm going to pat it. I want to make sure I got that inked good. And I'm going to take and I'm going to stamp the boat on both of these. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to move those out of the way for a minute because I'm going to stamp 2 on this paper. So I'm going to do 1, and I'm just pressing hard. I know I could put a foam mat under here and probably make my life a little easier, but I always forget. So I just stamp hard. Now I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to do the other one so they fit on here really well. Well, well, look at that. Guess we'll turn all this over, and oh, I can stamp that one. I'm going to put another one on this side. Do you ever drop your stamp? Hi, Gina. You get a replay and see how goofy I am on here. I just dropped my stamp. Did you see that? It's okay, though. Oh, well, now I got to stamp my blue all over again. How about that? That just... I know. It's not me if I don't do something silly while I'm stamping. There we go. We got that. Now let's try to get this boat without dropping it. That'd be a good thing. That would be a good thing. Let's see what we get. Well, there we go. Let's close the pad real quick. Jeez. Leave it to me. I'm always good for my own entertainment. Okay, we got those 2 stamps used. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to bring in 2 different colors than what we've already used on my to make my boats, to put our little flags on there. We're going to use Gorgeous Grape on one. Haven't done one in a purple. So let's do purple. And these are the flags, and you get to do them all at one time. There's the purple. Hope we need to do purple on one of these too, because it'll be the inside of one. Now we'll clean the purple stamp. So we have purple for one. Okay. My stamp pad didn't want to fold for some reason. We're going to use Poppy Parade for the other one. So let me turn this over to do this one. And we're going to do Poppy Parade. I did Cherry Cobbler this morning, which is a dark red. This is kind of orangey red. And now we have to do this boat. Everything on here lines up really easy to do. You know how some stamps you get and it's hard to line them up? These work really, really well. I was impressed. Okay, last thing we're going to do to our boats, and then we're going to cut them out and we'll finish our card, is we're going to take this little stamp here with Smoky Slate, and we're going to do our boats. Our boat bottoms. Our boat bottoms. I do that too, Gina. I'll get ink on me and not know it's on me, and then all at once it's all over my cards, and I'm like, ah. Sometimes it's an embellishment opportunity, and sometimes it's garbage. So see how that looks when you stamp it? It makes it look a lot better. Oh, but I do the back boat. So there we go. We got all of that stamped. And I think I used every stamp that I had on a block, so I think that stamping is done now. We'll cut out those 2 boats. That's on this piece of paper. We're going to put these to the side for a minute. And then we will... I'm stacking all my stuff over here. Hope my cat doesn't come get on my table. She's actually... No, I thought she went to her bed. She was here here before I started. Not a minute ago, but before I started. So let's bring in the machine again. And this time, we're going to use plate 1, plate 2, and 2 of plate 3s. Today, my friend Edie came over, and we started with a almost new plate, but you see she did a lot of embossing today, so there's that. And we started with, we do have a new plate for the top. we decided to I'm going to turn that way. And then here are the dies for the stamp set. You have clouds, you have little sails to go on these sailboats, and then you have the big sailboat. So we're going to do the big sailboat. And therefore we just lay that in there. Now you can tape it if you're one that likes to use a little washi tape or something on it. You can. I am a fly by the seat of your pants type of girl, so yeah, that moved again. Stay over there. Okay. So there's one boat. We'll set him to the side. We'll turn our paper over. And we'll do the second boat. I like the Poppy Parade. Since it's drying, it looks nice. Concentrating. Gotta concentrate. I'm going to hold that down till it starts going through. And let up. And my boat just fell on the floor. Good thing my cat's not right here. She loves paper. She would have attacked my boat. Then I'd have been mad. So there we go. Now we can for sure get this out of our way. Let me fold it. You'll hear the... And that gets that out of our way. Oh, we're going to use it one more time, but I'm going to do that after we put this card together. So what I'm going to bring in is two Misty Moonlight card bases. And I'm going to just give them a good crease. And I use a pot scrubber. I don't use a bone folder. I think I started out with a pot scrubber, so I'm just... It's my go-to tool. I like to find masculine cards too, Pam. It's hard. They're hard to make. So I can actually just go ahead and glue this on. Come on, glue. Do your thing. Don't tell me. It usually doesn't stop up real quick on me, but it looks like it's going to with that, or it's getting out of there it comes. Probably getting out of glue in it and have to put some more glue. I put glue all over there. I put thin lines, but I put it all over to hold this embossing folder down. So we have one on. Let's put the other one on. So there we go with number 2. I got sticky hands. We can go ahead and put these on the inside. I just got to remember which one's which, so to put my boats on. But I think I can handle it. I think. If I don't, they'll have two colored boats, right? I like decorating the inside. Almost looks like I made a whole card for the inside. So there we go. We have those. I'm going to set this. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and put them where they go. We're going to use the dimensionals. But first off, I forgot, we're going to put a little tiny piece of ribbon on there. I'm going to take this ribbon, find my scissors, I'm going to cut that at an angle, and cut my piece about maybe a ½ inch, probably more of a ½ inch, but it's what I'm doing. So there's my 2 pieces of ribbon. It's a lot of ribbon, huh? You could make a lot of these cards with one roll of ribbon. You'd be tired of making these cards if you use that whole roll of ribbon for that. Okay, I'm going to move that out of my way for a second. I'm going to bring both of these in. And I said before that you could either use a glue dot up here, or you can take a tape runner and just run some tape. And I'm going to just run the tape because it's right here. I moved my glue dot, so I have enough tape up there to hold the ribbon down enough. And I forgot to tell you, when you're doing this card, to put on your, do your blending brush first, so that, I knew I was putting it on the wrong, I didn't want it on that side. Put it over here. This ribbon does fray a little. I try to get it not to until I get done, but that doesn't happen. But anyway, do your coloring first, because if you don't, then when you go to color, if you've already embossed your, let me show you, it'll make the raised areas more prominent. See how it did that? So I just wanted to show you that. And that's not a bad thing, but I don't know if you want them that prominent. I love my precision glue press thing. That's one of the best things. You can get really good thin lines with that. I got furry fingers now from doing that. So I'm going to put a dimensional. That'll kind of hold that ribbon down too. I just put it on the corner with the small one. And I'll have to put small ones across the bottom, because I want my boat to be held up. I don't like to make a card and have it all saggy. Lack of a better word. I don't like when you press it and the center like falls in, so this is what I do. This is what I do. So, which card's which? Okay, this is Poppy Parade. I think this is Poppy Parade. So let's go ahead and take these off. Looks like a lot of dimensionals for one little boat, but I guess I did overkill. But it's going to hold it up. And then you just decide where you want it. You could put it to this end of the boat, the embossed boat, or this end. I just kind of, for some reason, like it down here, so that's where he's going. I'm going to do the same thing for this one, making sure, like it wasn't going to be purple. That'd be, open it up and be a different color. That'd be like doing magic. So I'm going to do the same thing right here and just stick my boat down. And the last thing I'm going to do for that, I'm going to bring in these embellishments, and these are new in color embellishments. And I'm going to take this cloud, it's called Cloud Cover, and I'm just going to put one on this little sail thing, and that'll keep it from raveling all the way too. Big stamp, and it has a die that goes with it, which is one big die. Whoops, let me get it out of, here we go. It's one big die. It's actually this that fits over it when it's stamped. This probably, they're not made right to scale here, but it fits the images. But so we're going to cut this, we're going to stamp that and cut them out real quick. I will only do one, and then I'll put the happy birthday on the other one after we're off. So let me get that out of the way. I'm going to use my stamp set since I'm not going to be getting in it right away. And I'm going to stick that behind. I'm going to move my camera up so that you can see that I've got my stamp on the block already. So I kind of know where I need to put the paper. Now I cut my paper, I think it's 6 by 5.5, because I did not think that it's long, and at 5.5 by 4.25 is just not big enough to stamp it. So let me make sure that this will get everything. I'm going to move my paper down a little bit. Gotta keep it on the gotta keep it on the stamparatus though. There we go. So all I'm going to do is ink that up in black ink. Now, if you don't have one of these, you can ink this up, lay it upside down on your table, ink it up, and then put your paper on top of it and rub it. But you got to make sure you don't move your paper. But it will work. Okay, we're going to put that down. I'm going to bring in my little tool. I call it a Joni tool because I got it from my friend Joni. So that's why it's a Joni tool. So let's see if I've pressed hard enough. Didn't get these words up here. That happens all the time. And the only way I can get that to work up there, and it's not just the stamp, it's me stamping stuff, is pushing it with my hands. I got a lot of weight I can put into these hands to do that. Okay, I'm going to do the hi there one more time. As you can see, if you can see the thing, it's got a lot of ink there where it just didn't stamp. So we're going to push that down. And I'm going to really push on that high there. And we got it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead, since I have this out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp my other one. But I just won't, I won't die cut it. I'll wait until after the show. This is the show. So Gina, are you watching the Reds? And if you are they winning or losing? I was going to turn the game on, but I decided I better get this video done first. I'm going to press that with my hands first thing. Because for some reason, I'm just going to do the whole thing like that. See how that turns out. Shaking the table doing it. Let's see. Oh, that did very well. I'm going to ink it just a little bit more so they'll be really dark. This is such a big stamp. And there we go. So for right now, I'm going to put I use a napkin or a paper towel. Stick it in there. I'm going to clean my stamp. And I'm just cleaning it with my chamois. Because I want it clean, clean. Okay, whoops, knocked my little tool off. So we'll let that dry. I'll set it out of the way. So I'm going to bring the embossing machine in one more time because we want to, I'm going to close that stamp pad up is what I want to do. Because I'll open this and have a hot mess, and I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. So we're going to bring this back in one more time to cut these, and I'll show you how they cut. I'm knocking everything out of my way, trying to get stuff picked up out of my way. Okay, so where did I lay my die? I laid it somewhere. You guys, see, that's what I do. I pick things up, and then I lay them down somewhere. And I don't know where I lay them. I got them. So let's put our plates back up here for what we're going to use. You can probably see my cord waving away right there. I didn't realize how much of my phone I used today. The battery was like, I had like 33%. I thought I'll never get through this video with 33%. So, but you just line this up with your cards. Make sure that you can see your sentiments and so on. And then we're going to put the other plate over top of it. And yes, I'm not taping it. I'm going to hold it and let it go through. And you can hear it pop, and because it's a lot of die cutting it's doing. And then I'm going to bring it back. And And therefore, I have cut out a lot of images. And I've already got a whole little thing of them in here. I keep using the birthday out of it, though. I'm going to have to start using some of the other ones. But for these masculine cards, I like to do birthday. So there's a birthday. And the rest of them, I just pop into this little container. I got it at the dollar store. It's where I get a lot of my containers I use for all of my junk I do. That one just fell on the floor. So we get all those out of there. And get the one off of the floor. And then all these I just peel off. If you don't cut your paper at least 6 inches, you will not get this end of this die. When I cut it 5 1/4, let me see if I can find it. Probably not. A lot of stuff in here. See how that's cut off on the end right there? I mean, you could use it. You could use it at the corner of a card. Then I cut it a hair longer and thought I'd get it, and it still didn't get it. So I cut it 6 inches, and I got this. I think it might be a little over 6 inches, actually. But I wanted to show you that because it, then you have this nice little piece. I don't know what you could do with it, but it would be nice to do something. And I decided, guys, since I've got this open, I am going to go ahead and cut this out real quick. Because it don't take but a minute. And you have a lot of sayings, and some of them I'll read them to you. But I can't do 2 things at one time. Well, I can, but not this. But not this. My sound is cutting out. I don't know what that's about. It hasn't given me any crazy notices. Okay, let's take this and cut out. Ooh. It does make a lot of noise going through. And you don't have to take it back through like I did the first time because it cuts pretty good. So I'm going to bring it over here, though, because I'm going to set my container back up here. I'm going to take my happy birthday out. They need a sheet of these. It's just happy birthdays, if you ask me. That would be a great thing to have. Because I think probably if you ask people, they make more birthday cards than they make anything. See, I got one that didn't make it in the basket. I tried. Okay, we got them both cut out. And so these are pretty nice to use. So, there we go. Now, for sure, we're done with this because all we got to do is put that happy birthday on those 2 cards. And they are done. So, let's bring them back in. And all I'm going to do for those is... Nope, bringing in the wrong cards. Here we go. All I'm going to do for these is put the mini dots on there. If I can find them, they're right here. They're under everything. So I'm just going to put a couple because I'm not going to put one over the, I'm going to put a few, not a couple. So anyway, for the people watching this video, I would really like for you, if you're not subscribed to my channel, to subscribe to it and to give me a thumbs up if you will. Share my video, do whatever. because any of that stuff helps me on my channel, and it's much appreciated. And that's why you always hear people telling you about that. So I'm just going to put my happy birthday right here. There's one. So I have a bunch of masculine cards to give away. Now to send them out and remember to do that. There we go. So there's our 2 cards that we did today. Here's the 2 I did this morning. And then here is the one that I did as a sample. So I have 5 cards here. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little longer than what I usually take, but that's okay. Do hit the notification button. That way you'll be notified when I go live. And that's always good. And I'm going to flip the camera back up. There we go. So anyway, my video's a little bit longer than it usually is, but that's okay. We did a lot on these cards with the embossing, the die cutting, and showing you the more messages, which that's an online exclusive too. For some reason, I tend to go towards those. I don't know why, but I do. And but I hope you like the card, and I hope that if you get this set, I hope you try it, or if you have a set similar to it, you know, just get them out and make you some masculine cards. But until I see you again, you guys have a great day. Be blessed, and just be careful and stay well. So I will see you again soon, I hope.